Let us consolidate the discussion on combining two ratios into a single ratio with this example. The sum of the ages of three friends is 122. The ratio of the age of the oldest to the middle one is 5:4. And the middle one to the youngest one is 5:4. So we know oldest is to middle, and we also know middle is to youngest. How much older is the oldest of the lot than the youngest? So the middle value is going to be the link between these two ratios. So step 1, what we'll do is we'll find out this ratio old is to middle is to young. So that's step number 1. Step number 2, once you got that, we'll add these things and equate that to 122 to find out the factor by which it has been multiplied. Once you got that, we'll be able to find out the age of the oldest person and the age of the youngest person. The difference between these two is the last step to finding the answer. So it's a 3-step process. First, we'll establish this ratio oldest to middle is to young. Second one, we'll add these three ratios with a factor multiplied to it and equate it to 122 to find out what is the value of the factor. And third one, we'll find out the answer that we need to find out. Here is step 1. Just assign variables. Let's say m and n and p are the ages of the oldest, middle and the youngest people. So what we have is m is to n is 5:4 and n is to p is also 5:4. Let's go back to our usual stuff. How do we combine these two ratios? Find out the LCM of 4 and 5, which is equal to 20. So let's make both these n's as 20. Find out the equivalent values. How do we make this as a 20? Multiplying it with a 5. So m is to n is going to be equal to 25:20, which is the same as 5:4. Let's run through the same process here. How do I make this n as a 20? By multiplying it with a 4. So let's multiply this entire ratio with a 4. So n is to p is going to be equal to 20:16. 5:4, 5 into 4 is 20, 4 into 4 is 16. So the first step is done with this. M is to n is to p is equal to 25:20:16. So once you got this, the next step is the most fundamental step for any ratio question. The ratio of the ages is 25, 20, 16. Now let's say the ages are 25x, 20x and 16x. So this x is the factor that I've been talking about as step 2. So 25x plus 20x plus 16x is the sum of their ages, which is equal to 122. 25 plus 20, 45 plus 60, 61x is equal to 122 or x is equal to 2. So you found out the factor. One thing that's left is to find out what the question is asking us to find out. We need to find out how much older is the oldest than the youngest. The oldest person is 25x years old. The youngest person is 16x years old. So difference between their ages is going to be equal to 9x years. We know x is equal to 2. So difference in their age is equal to 9 into 2, which is equal to 18. Capture it in a printed form here. We equated this by finding out the LCM. So the equivalent ratio is 25:20 and 20:16. So got m is to n is to p as 25:20:16. Part 2, let's equate this to 122. Sum of their ages is equal to 122. 61x is 122 or x is equal to 2. What we need to find out is the difference between the age of the oldest to the youngest, which is 9x. Because x is equal to 2, the answer is equal to 18. What next? 3 things I wanted to touch upon. 1. Waltz to Q51 in the GMAT with the most comprehensive and affordable online quant course. Sign up at gmat.wizako.com. 2. You can watch the previous video or the next video from this topic by clicking on the appropriate link in the slide. Lastly, if you found this video useful, please like the video and subscribe to this channel.